Well, hello, everybody. We're just waiting for Mark to come. We've got a very special guest joining us today. We're just kicking off an impromptu live. We've got Jessica coming on. She's has a story that you probably are going to want to hear. And we thought we'd go live and talk to her because we had a little clip that we played on our show last Sunday, and her story is very powerful, and I think it might resonate with a lot of people. So we're just waiting for everybody to join us. I thought I'd just click the live, get the algorithm primed, so you're stuck with me for a bit. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Meat of the matter, we've decided that now we're going to just go live whenever we can. Yesterday, Mark was on Keto Savage with Rob Sykes, Keto Savage. Go check that out. They had a great conversation. I couldn't be there, unfortunately. Peter was away. Peter is not going to be with us today, but he will be with us on Sunday. And we're live on all the channels. So we appreciate all the support. And I think this is going to be a good little conversation. I'm just waiting for everybody to show up. So you're stuck with me for a little bit. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to get a hold of Mark now, but we'll keep you posted. I'll just talk. we got a lot of things lining up, and yeah. So we're seeing where everybody is. Nobody seems to be here yet, but that's okay. I think they're used to every Sunday we do a warm up, sort of to warm up the algorithm with a little pre-show, and I think they might have thought that it was today, but I didn't have time to get one together. So you're stuck with us just straight talking today, and that's what's happening. So maybe get a chance to have a coffee. Just waiting for Mark to come on. Jessica's going to be here. She's her story. When I heard the clip, I haven't had a chance to meet her yet. We're going to meet live on air. So it will be interesting. The story, like the clip, when we put it on, it's very powerful. I think we're going to answer a lot of questions today about, the arguments of the carnivore diet, the lifestyle being very, Mark's here. Let's get him on. But I think this, a lot of times, hey, buddy.
How are you, buddy? She's just running a little bit late. She's after been on the phone to me there. She'll be here in 5 minutes.
Yeah, no worries. I just went live and kind of warming it up. It's all good. I was just saying how this story, I haven't had a chance to meet Jessica. I'm going to be meeting her live for the first time. But that clip that we played last show, the clip that we had, I'm going to play it. I've got it lined up.
Yeah.
What powerful. And I was just alluding to the fact that, in the carnivore space, everybody says, it's not sustainable, or, the other people say it's not sustainable long-term, and it's only good for us a while. And I mean, I'm going to ask the question today, if it can do these miraculous healing things that are impossible, how is that not good later on? So all the people that got broken, arguably by maybe their lifestyle and nutrition, have these healing things. And then they say, what, go back to the thing that broke you? You can include carbohydrates, seed oils, processed food. And, that's the argument that we face all the time is like, oh, it's not sustainable long term. And it's like, I asked the question, what do you mean? I mean, from Paul Saladino jumping on the fruit and honey train to all these carnivores going on carbs, back on carbs, saying they're beneficial, saying they're better. But what ultimately heals the body is probably a good idea. And how can it be wrong?
Yeah, I know. It's honestly, it's just crazy because myself and Robert Syke did a podcast on this last night, and we were speaking about energy toxicity, whether it's fats or we're running off sugar, glucose at the moment. And this is what we're seeing at the moment. A lot of people are going back to carbohydrates because they're not getting the results that they want.
Yeah.
And it's clearly frustrating that if you had a problem with sugar in the past, why would you add it back in again? It just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. From a body composition standpoint, we all know that you can add in carbohydrates and look amazing, but health wise, it's gonna catch up on you eventually.
Yeah.
It really will. It's only a matter of time.
And that's the thing I think that, people miss, is especially my diet, even though we'll say, pretty strict carnivore for the most part, it's evolved. The amount of food has evolved. The amount of protein to fat ratio has evolved. And if I'm not feeling, like I started this for 30 days, and the reason I'm still doing it is because of that 30 days was like, it opened up my mind. Things started clicking. Now, it doesn't mean when I'm not feeling the best, I play around with still what is food. I play around with fat. I add more fat. I might have a high fat day.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's this nuanced thing, like the electrolyte balance. I know everybody's got their ideas on it, but I think as your body evolves and as you heal, that changes everything too. Like all the RDAs of what we're supposed to have. This is based on all the sick people, all the average health of a nation or the world. So I don't think it's a short term, in my opinion, like jumping on the carbohydrates to feel better is just immediate gratification, not solving the real problem. And of course, because you're high, you're sugar high.
And you have to take into consideration as well how you're going to feel. And you're gonna feel so much better when you're in the deep fat adapted state. You really are, unless you're in that position and you're deeply into ketosis. You'll probably never understand what me and Tony are talking about.
And
I think that's the main reason that people just don't get it, because they don't give it enough time. That's the problem.
Yeah,
and they don't give it enough time.
And I mean, this is the thing that is one of the deal breakers of people expect it. There's the people that expect things to happen in a week. Then there's the people that okay, I've done it for 30, 90 days. What's going on? And I mean, we confuse it. Like even Dave. Hey Dave, how you doing? Lambs, how you doing, guys? Lisa, thanks for being here. Jessica's just running a little late. She'll be here. But I think all these people that have healed, that are healing, it confuses the people that are just doing it to try and be human. And I think once those light bulbs click, it's your body, it's your health, it's your diet. It's not the carnivore diet. It's about getting back to humanity. And I think that's where we confuse things, man. All this stuff wasn't around ancestrally anyway. You can go get anything you want now with a touch of a button on a cell phone. That was never available, So when you're eating to survive or you're eating to thrive, that's the difference, right? And I think I mean,
at the end of the day, we should be eating for health and not for weight loss. That's where we're going wrong. Everybody's convinced that it's just like, okay, just eat, just lose weight and you'll be healthy. It doesn't work that way, because we're seeing that clearly. We're seeing that clearly in the world at the moment. How many people do you know who look amazing and have something wrong with them?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, right. Why do marathon runners get diabetes then? Like, why does it happen? Right? It's like
that's where it comes down to. How many people do you know in your space right now that look absolutely amazing, but I can guarantee they're going through some sort of problem.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they're probably on a list of medication and a list of supplements to help them also.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring Jessica on. She's here. And then we'll just get into it. I'm just going to bring her on the stage. Hi, Jessica. Thanks for coming.
Hey, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so sorry I was a little late.
Oh, no worries. That's all right.
Nice to see you again, Jessica.
If there's one thing we can do, we can talk. So we're all good. We're good.
Same here.
Yeah. And I think there's a few people in the chats already that are kind of in our community that are excited to hear your story, because I'm just going to let you, how you doing, Jessica? It's very nice to meet you anyway. That's
I'm great.
I think Mark, you guys have met before, like you interviewed Jessica, didn't you, on Carnivore Evolution?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Mark put out a little short that I included in our show last Sunday, and it was sort of your story. And I'm gonna say, if anybody wants to hear the whole story, go to Mark's Carnivore Evolution and listen to Jessica. We're gonna engage in a little bit more conversation today, but that clip was so powerful, and it raised so many light bulbs and conversation pieces that I have, especially, and I know some people have. And I think there's a lot of stuff in that little clip that is so powerful. And I can, for one, I haven't even heard the whole story yet, but I can't even imagine how that was you going through it. And before we get too far, I'm going to play the clip, and then we'll just get into it if you don't mind. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds great. Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to do this here, guys. Here we go.
My 2-year-old was in organ failure until we put her on the carnivore diet. My daughter was born with a rare and terminal genetic disease called MMIHS. When she was very little, she was put on TPN, which is basically soy injected straight into your veins with sugar to keep you alive because she tolerated pretty much nothing through her gut. She had a little bit of motility, but not enough to digest food and push it through efficiently enough to provide her with nutrition. So she ended up on TPN. She had 16 surgeries. We followed everything the doctors told us to do. We followed their dietary recommendations. We followed their medication recommendations. And she was dying. At 2.5 years old, she was diagnosed with intestinal failure. And everyone knew there wasn't much more she could handle in terms of surgeries and procedures because it was getting more and more brutal. Her body was full of scar tissue and she was having surgery like every month. All those 16 surgeries happened within a year. And then we put her on the no plant gaps diet, which is a version of the carnivore diet. Within 2 months, she gained 10 pounds. She came out of intestinal failure. And yes, we were able to feed her through her guts. We started with very, very small amounts of the food. And because there was nothing fermentable, there was no gas. So her very slow intestines were able to push everything through effectively. We figured out that the gas is what was causing pseudo-obstruction. She had chronic intestinal pseudo-obstruction as part of her diagnosis. So it's when the gut literally just stops working. She turned into a different child, and she has been thriving ever since. It's been 3 years. I've had another researcher reach out to me from Harvard, and we are hopefully going to publish her case with him and show not only her case, but these other children families who have reached out to me through social media that we've met around the world who have also done this with the same diagnosis and seen the same success that we have seen. So we are going to move forward and we're going to keep spreading the message that food can heal, even in the worst of situations, and doctors don't know everything. And in the most hopeless of situations, things can turn around.
Wow. Firstly, already Lisa in the comments is like, it gives me a lump in my throat. I know I've got goosebumps. I've got chills. I want to say, obviously, I'm not a mother. I can't imagine what that's like having, your child go through this. Firstly, something about me is that's something that's kind of when I started learning about this stuff, I looked at people like Nina Teicholz, who's a mother. Why would a mother go out of her way to sort of break the norms and put her career on the line? This is a powerful thing. So when mothers talk and they've experienced things with their kids, I think it's a good idea that people start listening. And man, there's so much there. How did you, in that time when you're going through this, what sort of drew, I'm a huge fan of Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride.
Yeah.
I am, speaking of a mother, she has the mother vibes coming all over it. And what kind of led you to that? How did you find that stuff? What were the light bulbs that sort of went off?
So my husband has some very cool friends that were into biohacking and stuff. They're into funnel hacking and biohacking and all of that sort of thing. So they go to these conferences, and our friend had gotten back from one of the conferences and he read Wheat Belly.
Yeah.
And he was talking about Candida.
Yeah.
And I was like, Candida, okay, let me understand this, because obviously something's not right with her gut microbiome.
Yeah.
If there's this much gas, there has to be fermentation.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started to understand, okay, she has SIBO.
Yeah.
It's not really SIBO. It's really fungal overgrowth.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just was researching until I found an article on a blog from a natural health practitioner who is a GAPS practitioner. Her name is Becky Plotner. She
Okay.
passed away a couple of years ago, but she saved my daughter's life because
Yeah.
I contacted her and she said, well, let's put her on the GAPS diet. And I said, but she can't have onions, carrots. She can't have really any of the vegetables that are on this. And she definitely can't have fruit or honey. And she said, oh, there's a no plant version. And I was like, let's do it. Let's go for it.
Right
Mind
on.
you, I was 22 years old when my daughter was born. And I was 25 when I put her on this. So
My Lord.
I was a very young mom up against some very powerful people in the medical establishment who were threatening me.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. So I was very scared, but I knew that this was the answer that we needed. And regardless of how many interventions they had where they sat me down and told me I was stupid and that none of this was going to work and she was going to be on TPN for the rest of her life, I just refused, and my husband refused to believe it.
Yeah. Just for everybody that doesn't know, what is TPN?
TPN is basically IV nutrition for people who are in intestinal failure for whatever reason. So a lot of people who have cancer go on if they lose their colon or they lose their intestines. The diagnosis that my daughter has, the genetic diagnosis, causes intestinal failure. So most of these kids are on TPN within the first year of life. Some of them are on TPN immediately.
Yeah.
They can't digest anything right off the bat.
That's
So it's like it's soy and sugar and elemental vitamins that go through a port in your chest. The port has to be kept sterile. The TPN has to be kept sterile. You can't get any bubbles in the line or you'll cause a pulmonary embolism.
Yeah.
If the line gets dirty, it's an open wound straight to your chest or straight to your heart all the time. If the line or the wound gets dirty at all, you risk going septic and dying. A lot of these kids, that's what they pass away from, is complications from TPN. It also causes osteoporosis because there's nothing in it to support growth.
Yeah.
And my daughter was on it during a very formative time in her life. She was on from the time she was 1.5 till she was 2.5, 3. And she has no signs of osteoporosis, no signs of any bone issue because of Carnivore.
Wild.
Wow.
And that goes to show you too. Like, I mean, I think like we throw around the carnivore diet in these ways that it's like this or that, and there's these. I think it comes down to what food is for humans. And the GAPS protocol, like, you know, when they talk about, like, you know, starting with meat stock and like bringing the gut back into, you know, proper function. I mean, there's the two sides. We all talk about bacteria, probiotics, and all this stuff, microbiome. But then there's the gut stability. If your gut is broken and it can't do things, everything's leaking through. And your daughter going through, like, how, like, when you were going through like another announcement, like, what do they say? Oh, we need to do another surgery. Like, what is going through your mind at this point? Like, what are you doing? Are we just?
I was so overwhelmed. So at one point, I had just had my son.
Yeah.
So my son was born at 29 weeks. He was a preemie.
Okay.
He was in one hospital, and my daughter was at home, and she ate a plant food. We didn't know that fiber was going to cause issues for her. So she had red peppers. I cooked them really well, cut them up, put them in some rice for her. She had an ileostomy prolapse and her intestines were hanging out of her body. And the surgeon told us, these kids get prolapses. She's fine. Just keep her home. And she had 9 inches of intestine hanging out. I couldn't change her ostomy bag. My husband was holding the pieces of intestine up so I could put her ostomy pouch on. Like it's like a horror movie. It's literally like living a horror movie. So we brought her to the hospital, and I was like, I'm not bringing her home like this.
Yeah.
So she had emergency surgery then. And that was like a repeat scenario. She kept needing emergency surgeries for these ileostomy prolapses that were happening.
Yeah.
And when the gut wall is weak and inflamed from candida, it causes hernias. Like, surprise, surprise.
Yeah. And for anybody that like the small intestine anyway, the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum, that's sections of your small intestine. So obviously there was some stuff going on and I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, the third section, lower down, closer to the large intestine. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like I can't eat, and the like them we deal with a lot of people that have been gaslit by doctors. We've talked to a lot of people that are just, and it's almost like they're spinning their own wheels trying to give you like this justification of what's going on without knowing anything.
Yeah. And you have a child, a 2-year-old at home with her intestines just hanging out of her body, and they're like, she's fine.
What's the next thing? Take it out. Like that's, eventually, I mean, and how many surgeries again? 16?
16. And some of them were weekly. So sometimes like we kept having repeat issues with her central lines, and she would need a line this week, next week, the week after, because they just kept failing. They kept putting them in. They put one in her elbow. So every time she bent her arm at night, it would kink. And her TPN would stop, and she would get blood clots.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was like the most 10 out of 10 stressful thing you could possibly imagine. And the only explanation for why she's still here is God, because she had multiple times where she needed alteplase, which is what they give people who are having a stroke to break up blood clots, because her lines were failing. And also because the nurses at the hospital didn't take care of her line as well as I did. Yeah. So they weren't giving her heparin blood thinner. Jesus. They would just forget to do it.
Yeah. Well, I have to disagree with you, Jessica. I think I said this to you on your last podcast. I think the reason why she's still here is because of you. I really believe that. I mean,
it was a team effort.
what I heard from you in the past, like I'm absolutely shocked. I was telling a lot of people in the carnivore community about this story. I was like, listen, you guys need to get this lady on your podcast. This is gonna shock the world. Many people need to hear this. And I think as a mother, I can't speak for all mothers, but I think for a mother, they would do absolutely anything for their child. And I think that because of your story and the way you're speaking about it, the most important thing is always get a second opinion.
Yeah.
Always look at a second opinion. Don't just rely on the healthcare system. Don't go by what they're saying. Use your own initiative and go off your gut feeling. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, you have to seek answers everywhere. This wasn't the first natural health solution that we looked at. We had tried whole foods diets. We had tons and tons of blood work done on her from a functional medicine doctor, and none of it fit until we removed all plants and used deeply nourishing foods. All the problems just stopped. Everything stopped.
How's she doing now? Like right now, how is she?
She's great. She does have a kidney injury thanks to the hospital. These guys, it's relentless. It's like a constant attack from the doctors. They just can't seem to do anything right with these kids. So we actually transferred her care to a different hospital. There's a wonderful program for intestinal rehabilitation in Cincinnati Children's Hospital. The team meets always with surgeon and GI together, so there's no issues with miscommunication, which is what we've always faced in the past. And this is great. Some of my clients are seen there. So they already know about the diet because they know about me because of the kids that they treat.
Yeah.
So they've seen them turn around, gain 20 pounds in a year, and just become a completely different child, come off TPN, come off all medications, all G-tube feeds. These are other kids that I work with.
Yeah.
So we go in and the doctor's like, high five,
Yeah, that's cool. And I mean, and realistically, like that sounds like you can see your energy there. Like that's kind of the way it should be,
Yeah,
like
you would think.
Yeah. It's the real meaning of health care, not this reacting to all. Oh man, that's crazy. So I want to ask you a question about your thoughts on, because a lot of people in the we'll say in the health space, whether they're vegans or whether they're, naturopaths and stuff. And they always coin these terms like carnivore is not sustainable long-term. Eventually it's bad. Like you do it long enough, it's going to be worse. How do you feel about that something saved your daughter's life? And then, when does it end? What are your thoughts on that? Like, what are your,
I mean, I'm watching her. She just had workup in the hospital on a witch hunt for the diet because they injured her kidneys and they were trying to blame the diet. So they were like, we are going to do every single test, every bone scan, every piece of blood work we could possibly do to try to catch you, right? They didn't find a single level off. Everything was perfect. Every nutritional lab, every micronutrient, perfect. The kid, I mean, you can't keep her in a chair. Like, she's running around. She has so much energy. She's very happy. Like, there's no issues with mood or anything. She's extremely smart. I homeschool her. She's reading and writing, and
good for you.
She's fantastic, like all around. So I think that this idea that we have to add carbs in eventually really just comes from people being weak. I hate to say it, but like, my daughter has been on this for 4 years. She's 6 years old and she's never cheated. So
that's amazing.
As an adult, like, I can't say the same for myself, right?
But of course
she can, and if she can have that type of discipline and treat it as life or death, then so can we. But blaming the diet for us not having enough strength not to mess up, it doesn't work, right? Like, attacking the carnivore diet, it holds water every single time, and my daughter is the perfect example of it. Now, I think in particular, the no plant gaps diet, personally, I think is the perfect version, especially for medically complex people. Because people talk about, well, you need stuff to feed your microbiome. I think that's BS. I think you can live off meat and fat and be fine.
Well, talk to Sarah Myhill about that. She says, like, a carnivore gut is a sterile gut. Interesting.
As it should be, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't have SIBO happening in people.
Exactly.
But I think that the good probiotics in the no plant gaps diet, the fermented dairy that you make at home, that has no lactose left, I think that really helps people get through if they have anxiety or depression.
Well, I mean, for people that don't know, the GAPS is the gastrointestinal and psychological diet. It's like it bridges that whole thing. So, and there's so many different facets about why it works so well. And I mean, you know, I agree with you. I mean, I think a lot of people, they pull the cart before the horse. They start taking a bunch of probiotics that your body's not ready to, your environment's broken. Your environment's not right.
And you'll get sick. You will get very sick. The first time I ever had the GAPS yogurt, now mind you, I'm a pretty healthy person, right? I thought. I started eating the GAPS yogurt and I was on the couch for a week.
Wild.
Taking 4-hour naps at a time. I was exhausted. And then, because I had really bad chronic fatigue, I didn't realize. After a week of eating this yogurt, I felt like Spider-Man. I was like, like I could climb the walls right now.
and I mean, I think it's William Davis, the guy who wrote Wheat Belly. He's a big fan of that L. Reuteri yogurt that you make at home. And I mean, it's, you know, it's, we all say, like, what is it? It's a natural food that's done naturally. It's, you know,
it's not something you have to chase after and get like the specific strain of L. Reuteri. Like, just make kefir. Just find kefir grains at a farm. Make it, drink it. You're gonna get sick at first. You're gonna feel like crap. So take it slow, and then you'll feel better.
And I mean, and that's the funny thing that it's kind of relates to carnivores too. Is like, people think you're gonna heal in 3 days. I mean, depending on what you're doing, a lot of us are very toxic. We have no idea what the environment's bringing to us now. And I mean, that whole shift, some of it's purging. I mean, you look at Sally Norton and oxalates. Some people have a really rough time when they cut them out. They have to take that into consideration because it's frightening. And
like I say this to an awful lot of people as well. Expect a rough ride in the first couple of weeks or even the first couple of months. You're going through that. We all know about the keto flu. This is what people always struggle with. And if you're coming from that carb lifestyle, that carb toxicity kind of lifestyle, like you said, Tony, it's not going to happen overnight. You just if you've damaged your body, the Barclay says this all the time. If you've damaged your body for over 20 years, it's probably going to take the same amount of time to heal.
And it's a process, and it's a continuation, and it's an evolution. It's not like all or nothing. And I think what you were saying, Jessica, about the microbiome and all that stuff, I agree. I think it's a lot of trickery and smoke and mirrors, and it's not foundational. It's all about reaching out for stuff that you haven't fixed the source yet, you know, and your daughter is a perfect example. And everything in this universe loves sugar, everything, including those bacteria that are like, they might even be there, but they're not active. They're sleeping. It's introducing a little bit of carbohydrates. They all wake up and then they start crowding over anyway, it's, I feel you, because the GAPS way, I think, is a great place to start to get those light bulbs going off.
Yes.
And I mean, how long, when you changed to your daughter, like when you put her on this, how was her process? What did you notice right away? And then sort of like the evolution of it. What did you notice first?
So at first, she was like skin and bones. I have a picture of her. It's probably somewhere on my Instagram, where she's leaning over the couch, just trying to support herself. And her stomach is huge. And all you can see is her ribs and her shoulder blades. You can see every bone in her back. But she's got this huge distended belly. And that was the first day I ever fed her the GAPS foods. And what happens is all of that stuff inside of you has to die, right?
Yeah.
The parasites, the yeast, the bad bacteria, anything that's in there. You could have E. coli, you could have H. pylori, you know, that's dormant. All of that has to die, and it will die.
Yeah.
And you are going to feel like crap, because as the yeast dies, it exhales hundreds of chemicals.
Yeah.
And like, just like human beings, when we die, we poop and we vomit.
That's just
the parasites do the same thing, right? And they're purging that into your body. Your body has to manage that.
Yeah.
So at first, she got worse.
Mm-hmm.
She was very, very nauseous. She had so much gas. I was venting her G-tube every 15 minutes for 2 hours every time I fed her. So I was just venting her G-tube all day. And I would push on her stomach, and just a tremendous amount of gas would come out every time. So it was scary, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
My husband and I were like, we really hope she doesn't get a pseudo obstruction from the gas from the die-off.
Yeah.
So, but after about 2 or 3 weeks, that was gone completely.
Wow. Yeah.
And then I was changing her ostomy pouch one day, and I'm like, her stomach is flat.
Yeah.
For the first time, I've never seen it flat. She's laying on her back.
Yeah.
And she looks like a normal kid.
Yeah. Oh,
and so during all of that transition, we saw threadworms come out, like black parasites.
Yeah. Whoa.
Tapeworms, liver flukes.
What?
She's 2.
Yeah.
They tell you these don't exist in the United States. So all of this happened very quickly. Her body was just started expelling everything.
Yeah.
And then after 2 months, she was 10 pounds heavier, had a completely flat stomach, her limbs filled out. She was walking, running, climbing, not well. Like, she was very behind. She was walking at almost 3 years old.
Okay.
She was walking like my son did when he was 12 months old. So physically, she was so behind, but she caught right up.
Yeah.
And now she does gymnastics and does flips and cartwheels, and like, I'm telling you, she's crazy. But it was a very long process. She did that first stage of no plant GAPS with no probiotic foods for almost a full year.
Wow.
Before we started introducing the yogurt and then eventually the kefir.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to make sure her body was ready for it. Yeah. So some of these kids that I work with too, some of these kids are so amazing. Like the one family, they just went cold turkey because their son was in so much pain from the G-tube feeds, and he was vomiting all night. He was just having these crazy issues. Mom was doing bowel irrigations where you have to stick a tube through the ostomy to pull the poop out because there's no motility. She was doing that twice a night. Yes, she still has an ostomy bag. She'll probably need that for the rest of her life because her colon really does not function. But her intestines are just so weak, right? But this little boy was able to transition. I have the interview with his mom on my YouTube channel. It was like overnight.
Wow.
And the next day, his gas was gone. Wow. The vomiting stopped. Yeah. He came off TPN. He came off all medications, and he's not been hospitalized since. And that was last October when we started working together.
Wow. And that just shows there's so many like beautiful light bulbs that come off here. Like, you know, everybody's different. Kids are resilient as hell if they get nourished.
Mhm.
And if you can relate that, because I hear a lot of people that are younger, you know, yeah, you're going to be okay for a few years. Eventually this happens to us all. Like, you know,
Yeah.
if you go down the standard diet route, all of a sudden you're 50 years old. And I mean, it happened to me when I was 40, everything started falling apart. Started with my eyes, then I couldn't move. Then I was in pain. And it was like, uh-oh, this is getting old. So everybody's point. And, you know, it's tragic that your daughter had to do this at such a young age, whatever the reason. But look at the healing. That's the craziest part, is it's so possible. And it's all about the trusting a process. And man, I can't even imagine that 4 weeks of just like, are we doing the right thing? Like, I mean, I do that with myself. I'm like, okay, I'm trying this. Is this right? Okay.
Yeah.
And I still get like, I mean, I've been using this lifestyle for about 5 years now, 5+ years, almost 6. I still go through that. Am I doing it okay? Like, is things all right? Like, do I need broccoli? And I just stick to my, you know, you have to trust the system and trust that it is, and use your logic. And I can't even imagine being a mom, putting yourself through that, going, I hope this works out. And you know, this is so magical that it did. And now that you're helping let's talk a little bit about that. So you're helping other families now get through this.
Internationally. So my daughter's original doctor was promoting my book at an MMIHS conference. And so a bunch of kids came to me from that, families came to me from that. So one little girl who's in Italy, she's the worst I've ever seen or heard of. And is this on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, I won't go into detail about what we did because your video will get taken down.
Okay, all right.
But there's another modality that I became an expert in for emergencies, and it's frequency.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
So I have a machine. I have a Rife machine.
Awesome. That is great. Yeah. I mean, if anybody doesn't know what that is, go Google it, because that is it's very, very you know, yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. No.
So
yes.
We got the little girl one of those. We were able to find one that was in Italy that the doctor was getting rid of, so we got it to her.
Awesome.
We started running it, and we were able to restart her bowel motility.
Wild.
So she was a child that was having over a liter of gastric juices emptying out of her G-tube every day. No ileostomy output, no intestinal function at all.
Wow.
Now she has intestinal function.
Yeah.
She's on the diet.
Yeah.
She was receiving weekly blood transfusions. She hasn't needed one since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because her hemoglobin was so low.
Yeah.
And her color, she was like as white as the wall behind me, just gray. And now she's this vibrant little girl with beautiful glowing skin and pink lips.
Brilliant.
And for anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about here, it's this guy. I'm not going to mention his name. I don't know how they feel about it, but go figure. Because anytime Mark and I have had a problem, we do videos about cancer, and you know, they seem to go nowhere or taken down.
Mine get taken down too.
he figured out that it reacts to a frequency, and you can basically blast the cells with this frequency. But it doesn't just stop there. So if anybody has access to a machine, his name's Rife, and I'll just leave it at that and go. This stuff is real. I mean, I'm a big fan of energy, frequency, vibration, and our natural frequencies, I think, have been manipulated from. That's probably another talk and another podcast. But
oh yeah, we could go into that.
Yeah, our modern ways, and I mean, that's beautiful that's happened. I mean, my girl, she's a sound healer. She's a Reiki. She's all about that stuff. And man, I've seen it happen. Like my old boss had a Rife machine, and he was, you know, he doesn't have bladder cancer anymore. So
there you go. You can kill parasites with it.
Yeah.
Parasites die immediately. That's where we got the liver flukes out of my daughter.
Yeah. Wild.
And there are certain ones that come with a book of frequencies. And
yeah.
So,
yes.
And
yeah.
you can even get them on Amazon.
Yeah.
Like you buy these frequency books, and I have a textbook this thick.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
no joke, it's like 400 or 500 pages.
And
of
if anybody's interested, I think that it's called Spooky 2, and they just come with a couple little things and a modulator, and then there's a reference range of all the stuff that and I mean, why not? You know, it's funny how the holistic side of things, I mean, I'm a big believer, like in the spiritual communities, I see a lot of disconnect from, you know, we'll get into a little bit here, but the root to the crown. Everybody's trying to be enlightened, but they forget the connection to the earth. Yes. And this is what we are. Everything is frequency. And if it was just that easy, doesn't it make sense to try it? I mean, if you could get a frequency bowl and get these natural, you know, solfeggio frequencies and healing frequencies specifically designed to help you heal, how can you deny it? And then you hear stories like yours where this happened, like this is real.
And it has to be a daily use for her. So there's a code specifically for constipation.
Yeah.
I have used it on myself. It's very powerful and effective. Wow. Yeah. And I've used it on my daughter when she's had pseudo obstructions coming. And 20 minutes later, the gas is passing into her ostomy pouch. She's having output again. I used it after surgery once.
Yeah.
Usually she has a surgery. She's in the hospital for 2 weeks till her bowel turns back on. I brought the machine, hooked her up.
Yeah.
Within 20 minutes of running the machine, she had bowel sounds and we left the hospital.
Wild. Wow. I used to go into my boss's office and he would sit there and just have it on. Like this is all you do. I mean, you know, they're talking about med beds and all this stuff now. And it's like, they already had this stuff. Like Rife did this a long time. And funny enough, nobody knows who he is. Weird, you know, like, isn't that, you know, and we've done the stuff with cancer. I mean, if you can hit it with holistic frequencies, meditation, whatever it is to get yourself in tune with your body and actually nourish your body, the two sides, you're like, I mean, just your stories, it's so powerful. But I think everybody starts going too far this way or they don't believe it. And it's like, this is just real science. Like, this is what it is. This is.
And for us parents that have these kids with terminal diagnosis, like why not? We're trying everything to save their life. So pretty much every one of my clients has one of these machines because
awesome.
If their child is having a little bit of a slower time, they have a virus, they have whatever, I'm like, run this code, this code, this code, this code. Okay, they're done. They're good. No hospital trip.
And someone just mentioned, like Dave mentioned, 428 and 528 are useful healing. Yes, I absolutely agree. We're probably not going to get into why those are, but just be careful, guys. Like, because on YouTube and some of the stuff, you don't know if they're the true frequency. So how people record it at levels, and if it's not specifically precise, you might be just beating a dead horse there. Like and that's just my opinion. I found like when you run it through like the actual processing, it's not the true form because of whatever they do with bit. I'm not a tech geek, but at the same time, frequency it's got to be true. And I think YouTube, how you're uploading it, just be careful, be mindful of that. I mean, I don't think it's not going to do anything wrong. It's just might not be as effective as somebody like the machine that you're talking about, that we've been talking about. It's specifically designed at that thing.
Yes. It's calibrated perfectly. Yeah. I mean, the one that we have, we spent $6,000 on it, and there are metal nodules that you hold in your hand. So the vibration of the frequency and I'm telling you, like, I hooked my brother up to it once because he had hypertension and he was getting his CDL. So I was like, let me help you out.
Yeah.
So I ran it for hypertension. We got his blood pressure down. But as he's holding it, I like cranked the machine way up and his arms are doing this. And he's like, you can't control the muscle movements. Yeah. It's like shocking you essentially. And he's like, turn it down. But it's really, I mean, if you run it too high, you're down for, I had a friend of mine, it was the same biohacker friend. I wanted him to try it for the first time, and I ran it for DNA, RNA repair, and he was sick for 2 weeks.
Wild.
Yeah. And he's like, takes pretty good care of himself. His mother cooks traditional foods. He cooks traditional foods, and it made him really sick because you're killing stuff in the body that doesn't need to be there. Yeah. But you can do the same, even if you can't afford a $6,000 machine, you can do the same thing with a very specific protocol. And another thing that gets me about Carnivore is you have these influencers, and every recipe that they have has cheese in it, or dairy or milk powder. And it's like, okay, that's great for if you're just like on a weight loss journey. Even then,
Yeah.
if I eat dairy, I'm 30 pounds heavier than I am right now. Like easy.
Yeah.
Whereas without the dairy, I feel like you're at a better weight unless it's fermented, because then it's actually benefiting you. But if it's not fermented, it's feeding pathogens in the gut. So if you're someone who's prone to that, then you're gonna face that as well. And like dairy, I think has a place. If you're a healthy person, you don't have any real chronic issues.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about like a medically complex child and they watch and they're like, oh, let me try this, it's gonna fail. Right. So I think like that following a very specific protocol, no plant gaps, is my favorite, obviously.
Yeah.
Especially for people who have really chronic issues, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, any type like that. They need to be on a very, very specific protocol, and they will have the same effects as if they use that machine every day.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, I think, you know, when it's so funny how the holistic modalities, and if you know, I don't want to put, I can put on my tinfoil hat here, but when you look at the history of how the medical system came to be with the petrochemicals and all that stuff, how they ousted all all the quackery that they said didn't work, you know, and now you're realizing no, that stuff, that the ancients knew a thing or two about the spirit and the body and the frequencies and earth grounding. I mean, why would you not have your feet on the earth? Like if you needed to heal something, is it that simple? Yes. Put your feet on the ground. That is a great start. And it's free. Like, this is the thing that people don't realize. Like, why not? You know? And I mean, if anybody wants to know about, just go research cymatics and you'll be blown away at the cells react to sound 100%. So that's amazing that you can kind of bring them both together. And I'm sure that's very powerful. And if you're foundationally getting nourished, I'm sure the effects of the frequency is magnified. Like, and I mean, these kids are so malnourished because they've been on TPN for their entire life. So, you know, weekly blood transfusions for a toddler. Can you imagine like what this family was going through was even worse, arguably, than what we were going through, because their daughter just could tolerate nothing. She couldn't even digest her own fluids in her own gut. And now she's doing great. Her doctors are supportive. I told them they were at a smaller hospital in Italy and they weren't managing her TPN right. And I said, you have to get her to a better doctor. So they got her to a hospital in Milan, and that doctor is fantastic. Awesome. He has written papers about the colon's ability to still absorb even if it's detached. So I spoke to him about Dr. Natasha's recommendation for meat stock enemas. So kids, even if they don't, even if kids don't have any intestinal motility, you can still nourish their body with the meat stock enemas, and they will absorb it through their colon, even if it's detached. So I had this conversation with him, and he was very supportive of it. And they're using that for her in addition, so that she can get more nutrients. And that makes sense, because if you look at the fecal transfer stuff, that, you know, you shift somebody's microbiome with a fecal transfer, that would make sense that you'd have to be absorbing it. Then that, and you know, and the meat stock, like when if people don't understand, like the GAPS basically starts with that. And I mean, she deals with, I think, autistic and hyperactive kids, and she's talking about like literally a teaspoon at a time that the kids start coming around, and then they're drinking glasses, then they add things. And I mean, that's fascinating. And it's neat that you put it all together. And so when did you start helping other families? Like how sort of far into your journey?
After just a couple months, I started posting in some of the MMIHS groups, and I thought it would be well received, but man, those parents do not like me, because they truly believe in the doctors, and they're like, literally a mom said this to me. She was like, they're going to die anyway. Why wouldn't you let them eat what they want?
Wow.
I was like, well, I'm not giving up on my daughter. I'm sorry you feel that way, that you won't even try, right? So like, I didn't get into it with them, but they have attacked me so many times on social. There's two moms in particular that just like hate my guts, have attacked me on social media, say I'm a fraud. But I've worked with, I know, this stuff's hard to fake, but I've worked with over 20 families now who have had kids in intestinal failure. Every single family has improved. And the family I've been working with the longest, we've been working together for 3.5 years. So I started right after we started with my daughter. And I didn't charge them anything. I was just sharing the information. And I don't with most of the MMIHS families. Like, I just do it for free because I know the situation that they're in. I've been there. We had to mortgage our house to get the natural health practitioners that we wanted. And I don't want to put anyone in that position. They need help. So I just help them. And every single one of them has improved. And every single one of them has either come off of TPN, reduced TPN, come off of all some of the kids just come off everything, like immediately. And then some of them take a little bit longer of a transition. But every single one of them has improved. There's even families in Korea that I work with. There's like a couple of families in Korea. They all know each other. They don't speak English. So we meet with a translator.
Yeah. Wow.
And whenever I meet with them, I do 2-hour appointments so that we can get through everything because the translation takes so long.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But they're like, you know, the kind of responses I get is what keeps me going. Because I'll be honest, I get scared sometimes, right? Like, I don't want to end up like all these other holistic practitioners that just get got. But I also know that God has a particular mission for each of us. And this is the one that he gave me. So I can't have fear. I have to trust in the Lord and what he gave me to do. And when I get messages from these families, like, thank you, we're able to eat as a family for the first time. My child was never able to eat anything. And now we can go on vacation and she can eat at the restaurant with us. We just have to make sure it's chicken only. Or just a steak with butter. And they're just so incredibly grateful. And I see the before and after pictures of these kids. And my heart is just so happy every time.
And that's what it comes down to, is it? Because I'm sure you're under an awful lot of pressure at the moment, Jessica, from the, you know who I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It comes down to these 20 families that you've worked with. And it's not just these 20 families. Like, there's many other people in the world that are doing this. And I can completely understand where you're coming from. It can be very, very scary giving out this information, and eventually what's going to come down the roads. As I said, we won't talk too much about it, but I know from the last podcast that we spoke about what's in the pipeline. But like, honestly, don't give up, because there's a lot of people relying on you. You're doing remarkably well. And as I said, the results speak for themselves.
Yeah, the world needs you, Jessica, for sure. They might not know it, but they'll come around. And I mean, it's a place that we're all sort of put into. I mean, we deal with it a lot. I mean, I've lost family, I've lost friends because I've had a strict diet that you don't agree with. Really? Are you kidding me?
It's crazy.
You know, it's like, don't do it then. I don't care. But I mean, just why are you giving me shade because I'm feeling rejuvenated, revitalized, and healed, you know? And that's the thing that it's when we, like, I know Mark meets a lot of people and he's interviewed a lot. We've interviewed a lot of people. There is one commonality, is it's a starting place for the possibility to heal. And that's undeniable now, you know, like from all, whether it's cancer or little kids with so much messed up, where their bowels are all messed up and they're basically waiting to die. That's for your story, for anybody to give, like, I mean, let me have a word with those moms. Like, I mean, for anybody to be giving you, I mean, you got it. I will. Can I just
add in one thing? I think the most important message is hope. Don't give up on it.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, don't give up on it. It's like, you know, I mean, just keep going. And you will eventually find the answers that you're looking for, because the information is out there. It's out there. The only problem is they're trying to block it.
Yes.
That's the problem. Like, we're hoping now, after this, when this is finished, everybody gets on board, they share it, because everybody needs to hear this. But you know what the algorithm is like.
Yeah,
I
certainly do.
they really, really struggle when it comes up, because I put your story up on TikTok when we did it last time, and it was taken down straight away.
Yes, a lot of my stuff is just deleted immediately. And then some of my videos, even on Instagram, especially TikTok, I can't post basically anything on TikTok. But a lot of my stuff it'll be taking off and a straight up arrow, and then it levels out, and I don't get a single other view. None.
Wow.
Like, they block the video completely. And then I have trouble sharing my own video sometimes.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Harvard researcher that I'm working with, he just emailed me last week and said, "Can you send me that viral video?" It wouldn't let me share it. It's my
What?
video.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Sean
that video
Baker-
that video that I put up last week of yourself speaking
Mhm.
and I was beside, I only checked it this week. Since I put that up, I've had only 100 views watching.
Yeah.
100 views.
Sean
And it's
Baker
like,
that he
it's
posted
incredible.
the original one that I posted. It's pinned on my Instagram and it was taken down immediately from TikTok.
Wow.
And he got a strike against his account for posting it. I'm literally just sharing my daughter's story.
Yeah.
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 That's
Yeah.
it.
Well, that
I'm
reminds
saying food is medicine.
if you're watching this is where, it's not about our show. It's not about anything that we're doing except for getting these stories out. And all of you, please help us. Share it to everybody, man. And just get Jessica's known, because there are so many parents out there right now suffering. I don't want to say needlessly, but they're suffering with no hope, like Mark mentioned.
Yes.
And this is so, we've all had videos where we've talked to Krista DeWeese, Mark, when she had this Ozempic problem that they overdosed her and killed her, and she came, like, obviously she survived.
Wow.
But this video did nothing. And we're talking about Oprah is glorifying Ozempic, Serena Williams is out there blasting, and it's like all great. This woman went through hell and nothing. Even suppressed, like it's so we need you guys. We need all the people in the chats, all the people that are the matterers. We need you to help Jessica get this out, because
Yeah, I'm just going to add to that as well, because like Jessica mentioned earlier on, this is nothing to do with financial gain.
No.
This is to help people that are out there that are really, really struggling themselves. They probably don't have the money to pay for this.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, I'm running out of options. My kids are really, really struggling here. I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. Maybe this podcast could help you.
Yeah.
It could help you. And maybe that if you just start with just feeding your child the right way, adding a bit of grounding into your life, get them out into the sunshine, get them back into nature. You never know. You never know. And like Tony mentioned earlier, it's free.
Yeah.
Most of this information is free.
Yeah, you can do all of this without ever having an appointment with anyone.
Yeah.
You don't need, and I wrote a book on it. And the families that come to me, usually they read the book and then they're like, okay, we could use a little help with the protocol, but every bit of information I put in my book.
Yeah. And we'll make sure all your stuff I'll link it with you, and we'll get everything in the descriptions. And like that's the truth is there's information out there, guys. There's info and hope and just a guide. And if anything, you listen to your story, Jessica, it opens up a pathway to start asking questions and start realizing that there is things you could, like you mentioned in the clip at the beginning, there is a path forward, and there is something that you can always do. And I mean, getting plugged into, I have clients, and I know Mark has clients, they get plugged into the medical system, and you get told, one of my clients got told that this diet causes strokes. Just flat out, what? And then, then his neurologist that he got sent to said, your brain looks like 30 years younger. And it's like, don't change what you do. So the conflicting information in the medical system is, and when you're backed into a corner and the fear gets put in, I can't imagine being a parent or specifically a mother, having to make these decisions. And that's you are necessary. And I appreciate you coming on and talking about this stuff, because I think this is the things that we can all relate to it in some way, shape, or form. Somebody in your life has been affected by something along these lines. And man, your message is beautiful. And the ability to now use, I know we talk about sort of getting the algorithm, not the algorithmic support, but the blessing of social media now, and the ability to be international. That's so powerful.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think that my daughter's story does carry a lot of weight, and I'm so grateful for being on your podcast and a lot of the other podcasts that I've been on. I never turned down an opportunity to tell her story again, because I find that almost every time I get at least one person reaching out who, and it's almost always kids that come to me. It's almost always families that are coming to me that have their kids have rare genetic disorders, Down syndrome, MMIHS, like all the things you could think of, ulcerative colitis. It's always kids that are coming to me, and so I never turn it down. And also another thing I wanted to mention, my husband, he did Hollywood physique diet, which is basically carnivore with spinach. Before I met him, and I was like, "You look amazing." Yeah. And he was a bodybuilder, so he was just like huge, muscular, and eating only meat and like carrying around a bag of boiled eggs. And I'm like, that's disgusting, but I like the results. Right?
Yeah.
So when we were told to do the no plant gaps diet, and they were like, she's not gonna have, I'm like, no bread. I'm Italian. Like,
I feel you.
Bread is a food group.
Yeah.
And so, but my husband was like, no, you can live without bread. I've been doing it for years. Look at me. And I was like, oh, you're right.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because there's a lot of people that sort of realize that, like, once you strip back all the labels, eating all meat, people have done it. And it's like, all of a sudden you say you're on the carnivore diet, people go, oh my God, that's it. But no, hold on. I've been doing this for a long time. And, you know, now we're hearing stories about, like, Michael Jordan was pretty much carnivore. He'd eat steak before games, not any of the carbs. And, like, and, like, all of a sudden now everybody's got a problem with it. And it's like, no. Like, historically, we would have fallen back on meat and fat for sure. So it makes sense. It does.
It almost makes me think that some of my favorite, what used to be my favorite influencers are plants, honestly, like industry plants. I am a tinfoil hat person all the way. Yeah. And but I look at people like, I love Barbara O'Neill, and she just had a clip come out about how we need to have fiber. Yeah. And I'm like, if I went to her with my daughter, she would have died because she would have been telling me, give her more fiber.
Yeah. So, I only put this up the other day, and I've been a big fan of Barbara.
It was you that posted it, actually.
Yeah, I put it up the other. Yeah, and I've been to a few of her events, so I'm a massive fan of her. I'm a massive fan. But when she put that video up, our credibility just went down.
That's actually what we talked about earlier. Exactly what she says. Carnivore can help you feel better in the short term, but long term, bad idea.
Exactly.
Bad idea.
Yeah. Like, and I honestly, I wanted to tag her your name, but I know she wouldn't have got it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I
know she wouldn't have got it.
When I see stuff like that from people in the natural health community, a red flag goes off, and I'm like, is this person a plant? Is this person an industry plant that's meant to give us some good?
Yeah.
And demonize the really good, because carnivore is the best. There's a reason why people like Michaela Peterson have been doing it for as long as she has, to keep her issues under control, right?
Yeah. And I mean,
sorry, Tony, and it's a sustainability. It's like they're doing it for such a long time.
Yeah.
It's not like a few months or a year. They're doing it like, there's people out there that are doing it like 10, 12, 15 years, even 20 years.
I mean, look at the Native Americans. They would do one buffalo hunt a year, right? Where they would run the buffalo off a cliff. All the buffalo would die. They would process them immediately by drying out all the meat, taking all the fat, rendering it into tallow, and mixing the dried meat and making pemmican. That's what they ate all year. And I'm sure when they had that fresh organ meat, they were taking the hearts and livers out and eating it raw.
There's a reason why they celebrate the hunt by eating the heart. It's not disgusting and weird. It's because it's nutrient dense, and it's celebrating the.
And it actually tastes delicious because we need those nutrients.
Yeah. And it's shout out to Fuzzy D. When I went to the meetup in Edmonton and Dave was there, he brought pemmican. It was an experience. Thanks, Dave, for that. That was because, we hear these words, we don't know what the hell it is. And he actually made some pemmican and shared it with everybody. So that was pretty cool. But you're right.
My sons, and they love it. I mean, they go to town.
And I mean, I just can only imagine your daughter how she's eating now. We've been so like bombarded with what is and what isn't. I mean, cereal, God, we probably won't get started with that. But every kid everywhere all the time has been eating cereal. Like, especially, I'm 50. this was something I did, and I know everybody in relation to my age did it, is cereal for breakfast. It's the thing.
Me too.
And then all of a sudden you find out, like, holy crap, if I didn't do this, if I was eating bacon and eggs from the time I was 3 instead of Life cereal and Raisin Bran and bullshit, what would it be like? And I can only, it's so sad that your daughter sort of has to do this, but in a sense, it's relative that we all should be doing this,
Yeah.
And honestly, it doesn't bother her. She is, first of all, the most mature little 6-year-old you've ever met in your life. She's very much an artist. She loves to create. So she will actually make sculptures of foods that she can't have so that she can like create it, right? And I will let her make those foods with me, but we make versions that she can have because she can tolerate a little bit of cocoa powder. She can tolerate a little bit of stevia. So I can make like chocolate ice cream for her. And I just make like Dr. Kiltz's ice cream recipe with a little stevia, a little vanilla. It's delicious. So she's not missing out as much as you would think. She's having marshmallows with gelatin and stevia too. So we've made it fun for her. And her brothers eat mostly the same way. They do eat fruit and vegetables too. But like my little guys are like little hulks. They are from my 4-year-old from the time he was 9 months old, and he was the preemie. I could put him on a bar and he would hold his own weight from 9 months old. I mean, he's just like, he's so in his body and present. He's doing flips and like, he's just crazy, right? Like, but he has great control over his body and he's muscular. You can see his muscle definition, and he's 4.
Well, why wouldn't he? Because he's eating the appropriate diet. Like he's not, you know what I mean? It's common sense, like.
And I mean, I think like, this might be way out there, but we have completely forgotten what it's like to be human. I think we have been railroaded our generation. I'm not sure how old you are, but from the time we were born and told what was or wasn't, we have been completely misled. I don't think we have to age ungracefully. I think age is a number when your body is optimal and functioning properly. Your ability to heal is completely underestimated. And if you're fully nourished, we call it miraculous, but I don't think it's miraculous. I think that's just the way, and we've completely forgotten. And if your kids are feeling that, like now, that's cool. That's crazy because,
we go through 6 pounds of meat a day in our house. A day. Like all we buy is meat. I get bulk orders from the farm and we buy 100 pounds at a time and it's gone within a month. Less than a month. Usually it doesn't last us a month.
Hey, Mark, we need to get Jessica on the radio show now, right?
Absolutely.
Mark just went on a radio show telling him that he eats only meat and he can eat upwards to 5 pounds a day. And no way, you're lying. And it was like,
no, for real. I mean, my husband does 3 pounds and then my 4-year-old will do about.
I know.
And that's not including my daughter and my youngest son. My youngest son only eats lamb because he had some allergies. We had some mold situation that we were living in. So he's got some allergies. So he only eats lamb. That's just me, my husband, and my 4-year-old. 6 pounds a day.
Like I'm the same. About 3 to 5 pounds of meat a day I eat, and people are looking at me and saying, "There's no way in hell you're eating that much."
My husband,
no way in hell.
All of us together, we go through 18 eggs a day.
Oh, well, it's funny. Right now, me and my girl, she's doing the sardine thing. I'm doing the egg thing. So I ate 15 eggs yesterday. And I was like physically active all day. And the guy I was with was like, "You're not eating?" I'm like, "No, I'll eat when I get home." He's like, "What are you going to eat?" And I'm like, I'm actually doing this thing for 3 to 5 days. I don't know yet, but I'm on day 3 today. And I'm just eating eggs. He's like, "You can't do that." And I'm like, "Well, I am." And it's happening. Then,
I actually did it as well. I actually did the sardine fast. I did it for 3 weeks. My energy went to another level.
Really?
Literally. Oh my God. Like red meat is great, but when you go on the sardine fast, oh my God. Like I couldn't believe the amount of energy I had.
Wow.
So do you guys eat seafood? Like what's your diet like as a family? Like you mentioned your son just can only eat lamb. But is everybody sort of somewhere in different stages? How do you navigate that? If some people, some kids can have a couple things and other kids, it must be pretty tough.
It is hard. We do a lot of meal prep. So like when we make my daughter's, she's got a lot of food trauma. obviously
Okay.
from when she was younger. So she prefers G-tube feeds, but she does eat by mouth, only like fun things. Like if I make her a carnivore pizza, she's like eating it. But I make 6 gallons of G-tube feeds for her at a time. So like organ meats and regular meats cooked for 4 to 6 hours, blend it all up,
And then just blitzed.
freeze it and put it, and then I like put it in the crock pot so I could administer throughout the day. She gets 12 egg yolks a day, so 4 per G-tube
Wow.
feed. And then I home make all of the GAPS yogurt for her, which it
Wow.
sounds like a lot, but honestly, like it's broken up. And since I cook in batches,
Yeah, it's a little bit.
I'm cooking G-tube feeds like once every 2 weeks. And then I make the yogurt once a week. So it takes 5 minutes to make the yogurt. I just put it in the Instapot. And then for my youngest son, I just cook batches of lamb and freeze it for him and warm it up throughout the day in the oven. Yeah. And then my other son, he just eats whatever my husband and I are eating, plus like some mango or some cherries. Yeah. I make him, he loves heavy cream hot chocolate. So I make hot chocolate with just heavy cream, and it's like 800 calories per hot chocolate. And he just, that's one of his meals for the day is a heavy cream hot chocolate.
Wow. And you know, like there's so many cliches you're breaking right now. People say, "Oh, it's too expensive. You can't do this." And then, "Oh my God, it's too much work." And it's like, if you're smart and you can figure it out, and that's interesting that you're able to navigate with all these things going on with your kids, and you're still able to make this happen. So all the people that just are too, it's lazy.
But when you say it's too much work, Tony, your kids are worth it though.
Yeah.
There's nothing
like
that's too much
you know what I
work
mean. Your kids are worth it. Like what Jessica mentioned earlier on when she spoke to the lady that they're gonna die anyway, so they're better off dying happy. I mean that's just not right.
I mean that's what the doctors tell them.
You should never give up on your child ever, and there's always a way. Yeah. I mean, there's many people in the carnivore space. You have Courtney Luna, Maria Emmerich. These all have amazing cookbooks.
Yeah.
And you can make pizzas. You can make unbelievable recipes that your kids can easily eat. It's not just about going extreme and going on a meat-based diet. But you can clearly make treats for your child. You can make the keto bricks. There's many. You can make keto ice cream. There's honestly, there's so much. There's
gummies,
so much.
Gummies for my kids.
Options.
Love it.
And people don't realize Jell-O, like it's gelatin is fine. Like it's the you know the stuff, the extra added stuff to that Jell-O.
Exactly, the sugars and the crap and shit and all.
When you look at what Jell-O is, it's gelatin.
It's gelatin.
Good for us. Like
if you just get I just get grass-fed gelatin. Yeah. And I make Jell-O. I make gummies. I make all sorts of stuff with that. You can thicken anything else that you need to make. I make the marshmallows. They love it, and they don't know the difference between gelatin, a little bit of lemon juice, and some stevia.
Yeah, compared to
the gummy bears that they see on the shelves because they've never had it. Yeah, my kids have never had processed food, not any of the 3.
Oh,
so they don't even know what it tastes like. They don't know what sugar tastes like. They know what honey tastes like.
Yeah,
but they don't know what sugary things taste like. They've never had any of that.
Yeah,
so they don't crave it. They don't ask for it. We go to the grocery store. They want fruit.
So you didn't feed them applesauce and mashed yams for 6 years of their life, right? Like that's
no. I mean, right? My son, my 4-year-old, he wakes up in the morning and he wants steak for breakfast.
That's beautiful.
I cook big London broils and I freeze it, and he gets London broil for breakfast every day. That's what he wants. And I put like a side of butter, and then he'll have a bowl of frozen mango after he eats his protein.
Yeah.
Wow. So you offer the good stuff first, and then they get used to it and they're asking for it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Like myself included, I was a meat and potatoes kid, and my whole family were freaking out because I didn't eat vegetables. I hated them. Go figure. And I eventually in my life got to the point where if I did things to vegetables, lots of butter, lots of spices and sauces. The sauces I was using was hollandaise. The sauce, like it was all there. All this wisdom was there my whole life. Maybe the potatoes was a little like I do miss potatoes, but it's not a deal breaker because I feel so bloody good. Mm-hmm. But it's all the kids that I've dealt with that have actually come in when Uncle Tony's around or I'm at. They all come to me when I'm eating my steak. It's not a coincidence.
No.
And they all want more steak. They'll all be like, "Oh, Tony, we're sorry." I'm like, you guys are missing the point here. Like these kids know.
This is what they want.
Yeah.
Their bodies know. My youngest son, since he had the mold toxicity, I tried giving him blueberries. I tried giving him apples. I tried giving him butternut squash.
Yeah.
He hated all of it. I started giving him lamb heart.
Yeah.
Roasted lamb heart. He devours it. I can't get enough of it. I order it from online and I just get huge batches of lamb heart and lamb liver because his body knows he needs it. He was deficient in all of these nutrients from the mold toxicity. It takes everything out of you.
Yeah.
So he's eating it like crazy. My little guy did it too. When he was 4, he would or when the one who's 4 now, when he was 12 months old, he ate a ribeye a day until he was 3. No joke, every single day. My husband would grill it in the morning before he went to work.
Yeah.
And I would give him parts of the ribeye all day long, and he would eat. And we were like, this kid he's itty bitty.
Yeah. And
he caught up. He had a growth spurt. He got all of his iron stores back. He was iron deficient from being so premature.
Yeah.
My youngest son now too. I'm watching his lips turn color and he is getting healthier. His eczema is clearing up. We had I think the mold toxicity may have been where my daughter's genetic disorder came from because we were living in it all of this time.
That's something that a lot of people don't relate to. And it's like, Judy Cho's done a lot of good stuff with the mold stuff, but it's one of those insidious things that we think we might know. But you look at even drywall. I just, these things, I start questioning everything, but drywall's only been around less than 100 years. Like this stuff gets
We're using like cardboard to make our houses.
What do you think? And when it starts opening up your eyes to the potentials, any water damage, any kind of environment that's not natural is possible, the mold. And we have no idea, like the chronic inflammatory response syndrome. There's actually a test I get all my clients to do. It's called a VCS test. And it's actually, you stare at a screen and they put pictures up and it's wild what it says. And it's like the potential of mold toxicity. I write, it's free. Go online and it's VCS. And it's one of those things that I think, especially what you just mentioned there, if you're conceive and you're mold toxic, you don't know how that's going to affect. Nowadays with all the nonsense with, people, not breastfeeding breast milk and this is better than that. You need fiber, not protein. Like when the mold thing is something to look into. So I would encourage anybody who knows somebody that's doing everything they can and not getting better. It's something to check.
Yes.
And we're talking mold in schools, mold in churches, mold in, in your living space. And it's kind of frightening, actually.
It was such a small thing for us, and it was in a rental. And I saw it coming out from behind a light switch, and I was like, this wall is full of mold. We need to get out of here. And we moved a week later. Yeah. I was like, we need to leave here right now. This is what's causing his eczema. This is what's causing my histamine intolerance.
Yeah.
I've been eating clean for all this time.
Yeah.
And I'm having health issues still. No, if you are having inflammation and you're on carnivore, you need to get out of your house.
Yeah. No, that's, it's funny because there's a lot of people that they talk about these plateaus or these energy drains or these drops. I felt great for 2-3 years. And then all of a sudden, man, well, you better look into mold toxicity, man, because it's not, this is an unnatural state that your body's going to be able, eventually it's something to look into for sure. And I think a lot of these people that report they're not doing well, look at your workspace, look at your thing. You don't know. And if you're not breathing in clean air anywhere, there's a possibility for sure.
And it will make you crave carbs like crazy when you live in mold. So mold, when it gets into your body, it colonizes you, and the mold wants sugar, just like yeast wants sugar, just like parasites want sugar. So if you're living in mold and you cannot stop the carbs, that's probably why.
Yeah.
And it was like that for me. I was like, I went through this short period of time where I'm eating a pint of ice cream a day. And I'm like, I can't stop. And then I saw the mold coming out from behind the wall, and I was like, that's exactly what it is. And my husband, God bless him, he like goes along with all of my craziness. And I'm like, we need to move right now. And he's like, okay, I'll get a moving truck.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we were out of there.
I mean, I know the place I'm living in I'm subject to it. We're trying to, like, we might be leaving Canada pretty quick here. So we're trying to figure it out. We don't have kids. So if I had kids right now, I would be all over like, it's one of those things that people will say, come on, but no,
it's real.
This is a real thing. And you said it, you hit the nail on the head there. Everything like sugar,
Yes.
when it's in you, it wants sugar. And I often explain to people, like, erratic behavior and things that come out of nowhere when nothing's changed, there's a cause.
Yes.
And when you look at the misfortunate things that happen with your daughter, when you look at how we don't go past now, but back then, our history, the mother's pregnancy, all this stuff, we don't know what EMFs, all this stuff, we kind of got into
matters.
It all can be a factor. And I think we underestimate, we're staring at a cell phone screen 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good,
No.
and even us on screens right now, man, I notice when I'm on the computer for longer, like days that I'm on doing things on the computer, I feel different. I see different. I got to decompress, and it's wild. And that has to have some effect on my health for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This has been an amazing talk, Jessica. Thank you so much for coming on live. But I want to respect your time. I know it sounds like you're a busy mom and you got lots to do. So I'm
really so grateful. Thank you for having me. My husband's really good with the kids, so I'm sure he doesn't mind. Believe me.
Well, you guys probably, I would say, you're up for the most powerful team on the planet. That's awesome that you guys are living this way. And man, your story, Lamb's mentioned, he's like, it's an awesome story. Share it with everybody you can, because these are the ones that matter. And and anything we can do to help you, Jessica. I mean, we're here. If you ever want to come on and mention some stuff, and
Thank you. I'm going to get into more of the abuse of the medical system and what has happened to my daughter within that system.
Well, you have allies here. Like anything that we get, like we are, that's, if not, that was the reason why we started this was, we're going to get into people's faces and be disruptive. Like that's the idea.
Once I'm able to start talking about it, I have to wait a little bit because there's some things coming down the pipeline. But once I'm able to, I will definitely come back on and tell you guys what happened. I just want to scream it from the rooftops now, but I have to play my cards correctly.
That's fair enough.
I have to keep her safe until everything's in line.
Good for you. Well, I mean, and
once the Harvard study is out too, we will definitely, I can come on and we can talk about that because that's going to be really exciting.
Yeah. Well, that's anytime. Like, I mean, I know you and Mark have been in communication, and I'll get your contact information after, and I want to put all the stuff that you can on the description for everybody to be able to get your book and share. And if anybody's families are suffering, I mean, you seem to be you've got an energy like Mary Ruddock, actually. That's what kind of reminds me. And it's like, you're just,
thank you.
I feel you. And it's so nice to see that you're, not only are you vastly open-minded, but you've done powerful stuff that you want to share. That's amazing. And you're a blessing. And yes, I think I agree with Mark. I think there's a reason why you're here. And I think this is to do the things. Unfortunately, you had to go through some stuff to get to the place where you're at. And now you get to, help people. And that's very powerful. And
thank you guys so much. Thank you.
So everybody, Jessica, well, before we go, where can people get a hold of you, find you? And obviously we'll post the links. But
yeah, my email is info@chealthcollective.org. I actually have quite a few health practitioners on that platform with me that are all my friends. We just got together and kind of created this space where there's a lot of different options available. So we've got lactation, we've got doulas, we've got mental health, obviously dietary coaching, myself, and many other people. So the website is chealthcollective.org.
Okay.
And then I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube. Christian Health Collective is the channel. C Health Collective is the Instagram, and C Health Collect is my TikTok. I try to be on X sometimes, but I only really post to like the MMIHS hashtag because I got a couple like conspiracy theory dads whose kid had MMIHS, and they found me through X on like the hashtags. So I'm not as active on social media as I would like to be, but I do my best to do special topics and make videos every once in a while. But yeah, anyone can reach out to me anywhere. I've got also a newsletter that goes out from Christian Health Collective. So that's where I put the stuff that I can't talk about in my interviews.
I hear you. I've got a newsletter too. And that's like, there's a lot of stuff I want to say. I can't, we have to be
so careful.
It's the world now. It's the world now. So, we've all dealt with a little bit of that frustration. And it's like, one platform is okay. The next one strikes you down. And then it's like, what the hell? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, but no, thank you. I'm so grateful. This was a great conversation.
Yeah. I would like to, I resonate with the resonating, and everybody go check out the Rife stuff. Hopefully we don't get struck for even saying the name, but
I know. I was thinking that.
Yeah, it's all good. Well, thank you for being here, Mark. Anything to add or?
No, it's always been a pleasure. It's always been a pleasure, Jessica. Thanks for coming on. And yeah, I think the message is just share this far and beyond.
Thank you.
And everybody, we appreciate Jessica for coming on for this impromptu live. We're going to try and do everything live on the Meat of the Matter now, because I think there's some power in hearing it from the source. No edits, no AI. It's all right in these conversations. Thank you, Lisa, for saying wonderful interview. We do. It was more of a conversation. I'm really, really happy that you got a chance to come. And Jessica, anytime, come back. We are live every Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. in the UK and Ireland, 7 p.m. in the Netherlands and in Europe. I know Peter probably going to be gutted that he wasn't here to talk to you. Peter's a great guy. He knows his stuff. And he's, I think everybody would be better off listening to what your story was, and something good can come out of it. All your stuff's going to be in our description. And we'll see you Sunday. Thanks, Jessica.
Thanks guys.
Mark. See you soon. Bye-bye.